The long-awaited BTS comeback has been officially delayed, and even more surprising, two key members, Taehyung and Jungkook, are reportedly expressing internal dissatisfaction. What is actually happening behind the scenes at HYBE, and why has no detailed explanation been provided to the public? This news first surfaced after several internal sources confirmed that the grand plan for a full BTS comeback, previously scheduled for after all members completed their military service, is no longer proceeding according to the original timeline. This postponement has not only stunned fans around the world but also raised major questions about the internal conditions at HYBE and the relationship between the company and the BTS members, now in a state of uncertainty. Taehyung and Jungkook's frustration has emerged indirectly, but is clearly felt through their behind-the-scenes interactions and vague statements made during interviews and internal broadcasts. Several staff members revealed that the two expressed concern about the group's career direction after military service. They are said to have conveyed their worries directly to HYBE's management, but have yet to receive a satisfactory response. The situation becomes even more complex as HYBE, the agency managing BTS and several other major artists, has not released any official statements or detailed reasons behind the postponement decision. In a brief statement issued a few days ago, the company only said that the schedule will be adjusted considering various factors, without elaborating on what those factors are. This lack of transparency has sparked massive speculation, from internal conflicts and disagreements over musical direction to broader corporate strategies. HYBE's silence contrasts sharply with the transparency it usually maintains in communication with the public. Until now, the agency has been known for being open about BTS's major plans, including promotional details, concerts, and solo projects. But this time, the narrative being built seems to keep the real facts tightly under wraps. In the highly competitive South Korean entertainment industry, this move is not only unusual but has also drawn analysis and concern from industry analysts and Korean media. Meanwhile, the reaction from ARMY, the BTS fandom, has also become a major focal point. Disappointment and frustration have flared across various social media platforms. Many fans are questioning how a long-discussed and highly anticipated plan could suddenly change without explanation. Some are even beginning to doubt whether HYBE is truly prioritizing BTS, considering the group is the main pillar of the company's global success. The absence of transparent information strengthens public concern that there may be more serious conflicts behind the scenes. Some observers suspect differences in vision between BTS members and HYBE executives regarding the direction of the upcoming comeback. Whether BTS will return with the same style as before or whether the agency wants to steer them toward a more commercial concept that may not align with the members' personal wishes. The fact that Taehyung and Jungkook, two individuals known for their professionalism and usually calm demeanor, are now reportedly frustrated sends a signal that something more serious may be going on. Jungkook, who recently appeared in several interviews following his military duty, made ambiguous statements like, "We hope to come back with something we're all proud of, but things aren't always that simple." This line quickly caught attention as reflecting unresolved internal tensions. Meanwhile, Taehyung, who is known to be more reserved when addressing internal issues, finally touched on the subject during his personal live stream, saying that he misses the stage, but has to patiently wait for bigger decisions. This statement is seen as an expression of disappointment over the members' limited control regarding the direction of their own comeback. This comeback delay undoubtedly has a major impact, not just for BTS individually and collectively, but also for HYBE's overall business strategy. HYBE's stock even experienced fluctuations after the news spread widely, signaling that the market is also responding with concern over this uncertainty. And the absence of clarity, there is growing pressure from the public and industry watchers for HYBE to provide an official explanation soon. Many believe that transparency is key to maintaining trust, not only from fans but from the entire global music community that has long viewed BTS as the gold standard in professionalism and openness. For now, the public can only speculate. Is there a new dynamic in the internal relationship between BTS and the agency? Will this tension affect the future of a group that has become a global phenomenon? And most importantly, when and how will BTS's comeback actually happen? As of this writing, HYBE has not provided any further statements. but the rising public pressure seems likely to force them to speak more openly in the near future. The world is waiting for answers. However, amidst the noise of reports regarding BTS's postponed comeback, one crucial thing must not be overlooked: the importance of being critical and reflective when responding to every piece of circulating information. Does this news truly reflect the reality behind HYBE's tightly closed doors? Or is this merely part of a clever communication strategy, a fabricated narrative deliberately constructed to trigger public reaction and reinforce BTS's presence in the digital space? It is important to note that most of the circulating information at this time originates from social media platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, as well as several alternative media channels that do not necessarily prioritize verification as a fundamental principle. So, one basic question must be asked: to what extent can we trust narratives built upon clipped videos, incomplete quotes, or speculation from anonymous accounts? Is it true that Taehyung and Jungkook have shown frustration toward HYBE's management, or have their expressions simply been overly interpreted by the public and the media? Could it be that their ambiguous statements are actually a professional form of caution over matters that are simply not ready to be announced? In the entertainment industry, where every movement and utterance of public figures is analyzed to the smallest detail, how often is the public deceived by narratives formed not by facts but by perceptions? We are not blind to the possibility of internal tension, especially given the enormous public expectations for BTS after completing military service. However, we also urge readers not to hastily conclude that conflict is occurring just because of a pause in information or vague statements. Isn't it possible that this delay is a strategic decision, not a reactive one? Is HYBE's silence a sign of crisis, or rather a form of caution in maintaining narrative stability? This situation demands that we all pause for a moment and ask: are we becoming victims of manipulated information flows designed for clicks and exposure? Or are we part of a media psychological game that skillfully steers opinions? In this digital era that rapidly spreads issues without giving time for verification, skepticism becomes our main tool to preserve the integrity of our thinking. We encourage readers to engage in healthy and deep discussions. Does this news reflect the reality that's happening? Or is it merely a smokescreen created to hide a grand promotional strategy behind the scenes? Are we too easily provoked by emotional narratives? Or are we capable of seeing the complex layers of motive behind a piece of news? We cannot ignore that BTS is a global entity with tremendous influence. It's only natural that every step they take is commodified by many parties. But then, where is the line between responsible journalism and the exploitation of information for profit alone? Finally, we want to emphasize that all information in this article has been compiled from various social media sources and unofficial reports, which to this day still require further verification. Therefore, we invite you, the intelligent reader, not to immediately believe, but instead to question, critique, and dig deeper. In a world flooded with information, critical thinking is no longer a choice, but a necessity. Thank you